Okay, good morning. And we have just done a little review of Need a Little Christmas. And now we're going to move on to Santa Claus is Coming to Town. And I'm going to do some arranging things for you. I will do some things in the left hand and the right hand as well. So, the first thing, if you want to play this as a band or a swing rhythm, I used swing band, but I turned off I went to edit style and I turned off um orc 3 cuz that's the trombones. And the trombones were the slide trombones, they were kind of colliding with the melody, so I turned that off. Also, I found another way. There's lots of rhythms you can do this with, but if you feel more like a jazz style, you might want to try Oscar Swing. That was kind of jazzy and fun to do as well. It gives it a different feel for sure. But that's another option that I will show you, and then I will take any suggestions of styles that you may want to try. We'll do that as well. So I stuck pretty much with um, style setup or rhythm presets. However, I did lower the orchestral down so it didn't overpower the sounds. And I went ahead, if you recall over here, I locked it so that it would never be above 4 on the volume level. And that kept it reasonable if you chose a lighter sound to use. So I started out with vibes and guitar. That was the first reason I knew I had to lower the orc so that that would come through. I also probably, I'm pretty sure, I played an octave higher than what is written. On complete measure 1, better watch out. On out, I played a C as in cat 7. On line 2, measure 3, it's marked as a C chord, but I play an E minor. E is in Edward there. Now, this is the fun part. On line 3, coming to town, measure 2, I played 4 chords, but I split them into 2 measures instead of 1. So I played an E minor and then an E flat. And then in the next measure that I created, I played a D minor, D as in dog, and then a G7. On line 4,
Joanie, excuse me.
yes.
When you created that extra measure, did you keep holding the C note in the right hand or
Oh, I'm
no?
going to give you right hand notes there that I did.
Okay.
I'll come back to that.
Okay.
On line 4, Santa Claus is coming to town. It's a C chord, the first measure. And I played an E minor 7th there.
You mean line 5?
Yes. Line 5 is correct.
Okay.
It appears I'm having problems counting today. Then,
Joanie, can you
yes,
please repeat that again? Line 5.
line 5, the first chord, I played E minor 7 instead of a C chord.
Thank you.
And then at the top of the second page for me, sees you when you're sleeping. On beat 1, I played a G minor 7. G is in George. And on beat 3, I went ahead and played a C7 there. And the same is true for measure 3. I played G minor 7th on beat 1, and then on beat 3, I played C7. On line 2, he knows if you've been bad or good. On the good, I played an A flat diminished. Line 3, good for goodness sake. The first beat, measure 1, beat 1, I played A minor. And then on beat 3, I played D as in dog 7. Measure 2, instead of the G, I'm going to detain the G. So on beat 1, I'm going to play D as in dog minor 7th. And then on beat 3, I'll go ahead and play that G7. On the very last line, Santa Claus is coming to town. Santa Claus is coming. You can put in a bar line there and repeat marks. Because we're going to play Santa Claus is coming. We're going to do a tag ending and do that 3 times. Santa Claus is coming. Santa Claus is coming. Santa Claus is coming to town.
You really want him to come to town, don't you?
I'm hoping. Guess I'll find out if I've been bad or good. On the third tag that you do, on beat 3, clause, I went up an octave. Because you're familiar with the fact that I like to go up at the end instead of going down. It gives it a more final feeling. So I played the C and the E and the D up an octave, and the F, and then the last 2 notes, which are D and C. Okay. Any questions so far? No? Okay, good. Now, on the right hand, let's go back to the beginning, line 3. Instead of, it's measure 2. So instead of the C note, I played a G note as a half note. That goes with the E minor chord. Then with the E flat chord, I played a B as in boy flat in the right hand. And then we have a measure there. We created a measure. And on the D minor chord, I played an A in the melody for my right hand. And on the G7, I played a G.
On the G7, you played what?
A G is in George.
Okay.
Can you repeat that whole thing, please?
Sure. On the E minor chord, measure 2, I played a G right hand note, half note. On the E flat, I played a B as in boy flat, right hand note. On the D minor, I played an A note. And on the G7 chord, I played a G note. And I'm going to play that now for you without the rhythm. I'm just going to turn on the easy button here so you can hear that. Let's see, we'll go from the beginning of line 3. You also have the option of doing this. That's a C#7 chord instead of a G7. You can do either or. But the right hand melody notes, I want to make sure you can see this okay. Now, when we go to line 4, measure 2, I played the Gonna Find Out, but I made the G note on out. I made that an 8th note and attached another 8th note to play F sharp. Then on the last beat, beat 4, I played a G, but I made it an 8th note, and then I added an 8th note A flat. That F, I made an 8th note, and played F, G, F. So let me show you those two measures. Okay, everybody good with that so far?
No, I missed what you did in the third measure in that line, fourth line.
I played A, G, F, and then I made the F, the last F, I made it an 8th note and played F, G, 2 8th notes, and then went back to the F.
Okay,
Okay,
got it. Thanks.
good. On the last line, measure 2, I'll start from measure 1. There's a B there. We'll go ahead and add, after the B, as in boy, add C and D, and then back to C. Okay? Now, when we go up to the next part, traditionally, as you're reading the music, it looks like this. So what I did is I made them all 8th notes and doubled them. So D, D, C, C, B, B, C, C. Okay? Got that so far?
Okay.
Okay. Then the last measure on that line. Now comes the fun part. He knows if you've been bad or good. I did broken octaves.
Oh,
And then I rolled. So that part again is. It's only 3 measures of broken octaves. Well, 3 measures in one beat. Then I went back to the traditional. Tag it. Tag it again. And go up octaves. Okay. How's that working for you?
on the third time on the tag, on the second measure, did you go down on that F note?
I went up to E instead of D. And then to town, I played EC instead of DC. So it's like this again.
I'm still missing what you did on that F note. It went down, no?
I don't think so. I played E, G, C, and then E, and then F up to F, and down to D, and then E, C.
Oh, so you reversed those two notes.
I did.
F, D. C, E, F, D.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Correct. Any other questions? Hey, I'm going to show it to you first with the swing band. And again, I edited the style so I could turn off ORC +3. And I used intro 2. However, I will kind of tell you that you have to come in on beat 4. And intro 2 is short. So that's a little bit tricky. Here's the intro. So it's real quick when you hop in there. Listen again. And if you miss it, unfortunately, you'll be off the beat. So if you can't do that, then don't use the intro and just start with a free note G. Okay, you follow so far? So all these sounds are really good. You can kind of do your own thing. I like on the second page, I really appreciate having the piano. Now, I did that in halftime to show you that if you need to do that because we're doing broken octaves, you can do that. You just double everything. Let's see here. If you can't do that, that's okay. Then double it. Okay? So you have two options there. And then we're going to change the sound because we're going back to the A section again. And let me tell you something I didn't say about the tag ending. With the chords, you need the G chord before you go back to tag. So listen to just the chords for a moment. Santa Claus is coming, G. Santa Claus is coming, G. Santa Claus is coming to town. Okay, so make sure you have that G chord or else you really can't go back to tag it because the G7, that's a leading tone and G7 leads to the C chord. If I just do E minor, A, D, E minor, A minor, D minor, but this is a little more final. Listen to this. And it's particularly important with this style to make sure you have lowered the volume of the Orc Plus. Otherwise, it's going to overpower, including the fill, it's going to overpower your right hand sounds. Any questions so far? So the hard part is the bridge if you're going to play broken octaves, which I think sounds pretty cool right there. And now I'm going to give you a taste of Oscar Swing, which I really enjoyed. It's very different. I'll let you hear the rhythm first. It's a little more swingy and jazzy.
South.
So that's definitely a whole different feel. And I used intro one because I just think it's so, it really sets the tone of the rhythm, because this is not your up and down type that you are expecting to hear with Santa Claus is Coming to Town. It's very different. So it's a lot more relaxed, if you will. It's a lot calmer, more swingy, and you can take your time. So if you're not in the mood for an up and down hard beat like that, you don't have to do it that way. You have options. And we have so many different types of music styles that you can use.
The aria uses country swing.
Country swing. It's a little bit fast. I'm gonna slow it down. So if you're a country buff, that will work. Any questions?
The original beat that you used, I didn't get what that was.
Swing band
Swing band.
with the orc +3 turned off. So you have to go in and edit your style, and then where it says orc 3, touch that and it will turn it off.
What
Because-
tempo did you use for that?
For swing band,
Yes.
it comes on at 138. But by all means, slow it down. You don't have to keep that speed, that's for sure.
Joanie, can you show us the broken octaves again, please?
Or I'll start at the top of page 2. Sees you when you're sleeping. That's if you don't cut it in half. If you cut it in half, it's going to be like this. And it does take strength in your fingers, so I'm not really saying that it's easy. But I think it creates a really neat sound.
What's the tempo for Oscar Swing, Joanie?
Oscar Swing came on at 120.
Thank you.
And you you could take the tempo up a little bit if you wanted to have it a little more swingy, because it's pretty slow. So you might want to pick up the tempo a little bit there, which is fine. Okay, any other questions? This is just for fun. I want you to just have fun with it. Play it how you like it, and it's so diverse. I mean, you could do an up and down swing band, you can do country, you can do Oscar swing. So you can pretty much use a lot of rhythms for this. Depends on which mood you're in at the moment you want to play it. And next week will be the 19th, I believe. And we'll have one more class. And then the following is the day after Christmas. And we will not have a Zoom at that point on the 26th. No Zoom on the 26th. And then we will pick up the following Tuesday. But we will be here next week. And I will send out what we're going to do by the end of this week so that you know. I'll try to find something else that we can do just for fun. Any questions? No? Okay. I guess that's good then. Okay. I hope you have a great day. Make it musically fun. And have a blessed week. And I look forward to seeing you next Tuesday.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. My pleasure. Have a good week.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you, Joan.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.